All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And his first pass is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Shotgun now for Carr. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
6:37. Down. 180.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they...
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, wherever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Butker now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And following the interception, throw that out the window.
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
6-18. 24.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Carr now on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Here we go. 694. 618.
Carr now on 1st down. Rifles one complete into the hands of Gronkowski. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Carr now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
734.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive, they've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up.
On first down, they'll run it on the draw play. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they've got it here with a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found it.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
On play action, they'll throw. That is caught at the 7. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 30 yards there. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are in for 6. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Butker now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Right side, that's complete to Gronkowski. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
He'll rifle this one deep right. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 36 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Get down. 180.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have drawn even here. They can take the lead with the extra point to come. And now it's blocked. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Looking to throw. Man open left side is Brown. The 30. The 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Antonio Brown, 79 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make So they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
24.
Throwing on first down is Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They go play action here on first down. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Antonio Brown with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead now up to 14. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him. And they're already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Play action. Now it's Carr. Rolling to his right. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be third and a mile. Throwing now is Carr. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going deep here for Watkins. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away, and it's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Well, he's been the guy, already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
You're mine. Go, go. Hey, 7:34. 6:37.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. First down now, but that clock rolling. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Get down, get down. Lady. Hey, Raider 2.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And Bailey able to knock it through. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Butker now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Edwards. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. And in this weather, I know you weren't a quarterback. You were on the defensive side of things. But how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things. And each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Depends whether they wear a glove, not wear a glove. How cold is it? You know, all those things go into it. But it goes to everything else. Keeping your footing when you're running routes. Supposedly you have the advantage as a receiver because you know where you're going. But that's not easy as well. Finally, just locating the ball when it finally comes through the snow. Kids love snow. Players, not so much at times.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
6-18. Purdue. 694. Right now. Express.
Throwing again. Carr flushed out right. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
7:34.
On first down, Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey, 7:34. 93.
Now Carr again. And bulldozing his way through. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders are back within a score. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2.
Hey, Purdue.
They're going to try and run. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the Raiders have got him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep down into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tavon Young. Gronkowski, the intended receiver.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
808. 29. 29.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Flush to his right. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Chiefs' offense now making their way back onto the field. On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Second and 9 now from the 21. And on the ground they go with a running back. And now running right through him. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And that's off the mark, incomplete. He was looking for Watkins that time, and it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
637. 694.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it first and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it here. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Levante David. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drive.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal.
Raider 9, 7:34.
Following the fumble recovery. Carr. And this one's incomplete. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
7:34.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for Gronk that time, and it's 3rd down.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. And that's incomplete. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion.
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And out come the Chiefs now. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
By one of the secondary members, and I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all.